Welcome student, welcome to the class 9th, a horse and two goats by R.K. Narayanan. This is a beautiful story by R.K. Narayanan. It is a very interesting story. It's a long story also. R.K. Narayanan has used immense choice of words and also humor in this entire story. So let's look on the story now. A horse and two goats. These images I'll explain you, okay. One of the 700,000 villages dotting the map of India, Kritam was probably the tiniest indicated on the district survey map by a microscopic dot. So in the very immediate stanza itself, the author has giving attention to the rural setting of India just immediately after the pre-independence period. So here we can say that Kritam is a name of the village and it is a very tiniest village and we need a microscope in order to see the village, but its size do not prevent its giving itself the grandiose name Kritam, which means in Tamil coronet or crown on the brow of this subcontinent. So Kritam, the actual meaning of Kritam is something that is associated with glory, that is very expensive, that is really having like a crown that a king or a queen used to wear. But here the krida means insignificant. It's used to denote, it is used to denote an insignificant thing that has been seen as through a microscope. Kritam is a name of a village. This story is happening in a village called Kritam, that is somewhere situated in South India, in Tamil Nadu. But its size did not meant in. Okay, the village consisted less than 30 houses. 30 houses, only one of them built with brick and cement. So village consists of 30 houses, or among them only one is built with brick, and you can see here. See, the village consists of 30 houses and among these only one is constructed with cement and bricks. Understood? Cement and bricks, painted a brilliant yellow and blue all over the gorgeous carving of goats and gargoyles and on its balustrade. It was known as the big house. So among this you can see a house that is cement, that is constructed with the cement, and you can see the gargoyles and balustrade. Balustrade means the railing and gargoyles means the carving of decorated, the stones that has been decorated by animal face or figures, especially we can see in South India in old houses in Tamil Nadu. So this is the image of the village, that is a story is going to happen place. This is a story that has been happening right when the author was writing this story is just after the pre-independence independence period. Okay, the other houses, it was known as a big, so this house is considered to be a big house in the Kritam village. The other houses distributed in the four streets were generally of bamboo thatch, straw, mud, other unspecified material. So all other houses are with straw, mud and other unspecified material. The only house that is been constructed with cement and brick is only one house. Muni's was the last house in the fourth street beyond which stretched the fields. So Muni's house is the last house in the fourth street. This is the the author here is introducing the main character, that is Muni in our story. So Muni, what we know from him, what we know from this first paragraph? Yes, Muni's house is the last house in the fourth street. From this we come to know that Muni is a very insignificant, or economically and socially he is a very backward person in the society of this particular village. In these prosperous days, Muni had a morning driving owned flock of 40 sheep and goats and salad every morning. Every morning, driving the flock to the highway a couple of miles away. So now Muni is not in a situation of he now is very insignificant socially and economically. He is a very backward person, but he has a very glorious day in his time, because he owned 40 sheep and goats. He is in a very pathetic situation. Before that, he had one glorious days. Those days he was having 40 sheep and goats. Morning he will take, so from this we also come to know that Muni is a shepherd person. She is a shepherd man. There he would salad means master, so he would take these shepherds and goats and he go to, and then he will graze will graze these goats and sheep on the paddy or a field. Salad bean marched out. There he would sit on the pedestal of the clay statue of the horse while his cattle grazed around. So he will sit in the pedestal. Pedestal means you can see this the horse, and there is the statue where it is standing. It's known as pedestal. So this is Muni. Okay, so he used to sit in the pedestal and he used to observe the cattle that is grazing around. He carried a crook at the end of the bamboo pole and snapped foliage from the avenue trees to feed his flock. So he used a bamboo stick. In the end of the bamboo stick, he used to have a crook, that is very sharp material that can help to pluck the trees where the goats and sheep are not able to catch it and eat. So he used to use this crook in order to get the leaves for his flock and sheep. He also gathered fagots. Fagot means bundle of sticks, and dry sticks, bundled them, carried them home for the fuel at sunset. So he also used to take these sticks with him, and he used to carry them to the home for the fuel at set. So from this contest again we come to know that in his house there is no cooking gas or anything. So sometimes it is a time when there is no cooking gas and everything is invented. So he used to take these sticks to the home in order to cook the food. His wife lit the domestic fire at dawn, boiled water in a mud pot, threw it at a handful of millet flour, added salt, and gave him his first nourishment for the day. When he started out, she would put in his hand a packed lunch, once again the same millet cooked into the little bowl, which he could swallow with a raw onion at midday. Here the author is introducing Muni's wife, the next character in this story. She is Muni's wife, and she used to cook food for him at the morning time. What he will have for the morning? He will have a millet. Millet is a small cereal, somewhat like a ragi. So he used to have, it's a very nutritious food also. As far as millet is concerned, it's a very nutritious. So she used to cook millet for him with added salt and gives of nourishment. This is the breakfast for him. The same food he used to carry for the lunch also during the afternoon. So she used to pack this same food for him to the lunch also. From this contest we come to know that Muni doesn't have any other variety of choice of food. They will be having a very poor life, and they used to have a very poverty, and everything is going around in their family. Okay, when he started out, she would put in his hand a packet lunch. So she used to give the same whatever he had on the breakfast. He used to give him the same packed lunch for the lunch also, with a raw onion. So he used to keep one raw onion in the millet box also. So the same food whatever he had on the breakfast, he used to having on the lunch also. His fortune had declined gradually unnoticed. So his fortune, before itself the author introduced Muni was having 40 sheep and goats in his glorious days. Now it has been reduced to 2. From a 40 flock of 40 which he drew into pen. Pen is a place where the goats and sheep were kept at night. This is a place where the gods. So he was having 40 sheep and goat. Now it has been reduced to only 2, and had now come down to the 2 goats. Now he is having only 2 goats, which was tethered into the trunk of drumstick tree which grew in front of his hut, from which occasionally Muni could shake down the drumsticks. So he used to tie these goats to a drumstick tree that in front of his hut there is one drumstick tree. So he used to tie these goats into the drumstick tree. Sometimes he used to get drumstick from this tree also. This morning he got 6. So this was a very happy day because he got 6 drumsticks. He carried them in with a sense of trump. Trump means victory. Here it means happiness. So he used to carry these 6 drumstick with him in a very happy mood. Although nobody could say precisely who owned the tree, it was his because he lived in its shadow. So nobody could say to whom this tree belongs to, but he used to sit in the shadow of this tree very often. His wife said, "If you are very content with the drumstick leaves alone, I could boil and salt some for you." So his wife said that, "I will, if you are very obsessed with these drumstick leaves, I will boil for you." "Oh, I am tired of eating those leaves. I have a carving to chew the drumstick out of the sauce, I will tell you." So when the wife said that, "If you want drumstick leaves to be prepared from me, I'll be preparing for you." Then he said, "No, it's not needed. I'll do drumstick. I need drumstick sauce. So I will tell you." the second video, second class I'll explain you more. Okay, bye.